ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's Breakthrough AI Masterclass. My name is Glenn Lim. I'm the co-founder of Breakthrough AI, as well as the Chief Marketing Strategist for Digitech, which is under Breakthrough Entrepreneurship. So tonight is really exciting for all of us because, like mentioned in the emails that you receive, we are launching Breakthrough AI as a system, as a pack of tools, just to once again take this opportunity to tell everyone here that tonight we will be announcing the launch of Breakthrough AI. What does that mean? Nothing more than just introducing you to a set of tools, and I want to say integratively, a sequence of tools that make up a system called Breakthrough AI. So those of you who are business owners, for example, you will appreciate the value of integration. You don't just take a bit of ChatGPT, a bit of Claude, Gen Spark, Hey Gen, and then try to systemize everything together. We put it all under one hot house called Breakthrough AI. Those of you who are PMEs, professionals, executives out there in the workplace, you are an employee. You want to free up more of your mundane work. If you want to even be more efficient and productive at your work, shaving off 30-50% of your workload in a work week, tonight you'll begin to even just start to understand how that is even possible, right? And we're not just talking about Gen AI. Those of you who will be joining us and working with us at the back end, you'll understand how to build your own robot, your own clone, and agentic virtual assistant. I shouldn't spill the beans, but I want to give you a backdrop to what all this AI jargon and trend is all about, and more importantly, why we must pay attention. These current affairs and articles, as you can see here on the slide, were just in the last few months. I would dare say even the last 6 months, half a year only. CNA reported that AI is already displacing jobs. In other words, yours and my jobs, if you still think that we can hold on to an iron rice bowl, we have to quickly diminish that thought, like really quickly, to understand that we are rapidly being replaced and displaced. That's the truth. And the faster we come to acknowledge this fact, I think the faster we'll be open to explore new ways of future-proofing ourselves. Just 2 months ago, at the budget announcement, our Prime Minister Lawrence Wong announced the setup of a new National AI Council. And who's chairing this council? Our Prime Minister himself, as if he's got not enough work to do. This signals how important, how significant this is to Singapore as a small red dot in this global evolution, the need to be at the forefront of this. AI must serve our nation's interests, must serve our workforce and workers like you and I. All right, to help us in this very short master clinic, just 1 hour or so. And the topic that we have is how to optimize the power of AI vibe coding. I'm sure you've heard of these terms. Ryan has so kindly put it into layman terms because the moment you put down the word code, everybody freaks out, right? AI vibe working that anybody can do. How do you use the prompt engineering approaches, and what you need to do to shave down half the time instead of trying to figure out things for yourself. So I'm going to introduce our speaker really quickly. Ryan Leong is my co-founder of Breakthrough AI, and together we've been working on content, training, coaching, previously under Breakthrough Academy, and of course, along with that, human service breakthrough therapy. He's a Gen AI master consultant. So everything that we have been doing as a company, he was directly involved in coaching my people, my community, my staff, everything that has been automated in our systems. He was the one to help us do that. He created our robots. He's an international tech speaker. He's spoken on platforms at Google HQ, at Samsung, and also the MOE schools in Singapore, because he's been invited over and over again to help our next generation get literate in AI. And at the heart of it all, he's a coach. He doesn't just impact on the stage. He really loves to sit down with people one-on-one, one in small groups, so that he can actually handhold us and then build our own systems in the back end of AI using AI. So, ladies and gentlemen, please help me right now. Give a digital applause, a wave, or whatever it is to help me welcome Ryan Leong.
All right. First of all, I just want to say thank you very much for showing up. This means that you are curious, concerned for your future. Yeah. And based on the poll that we saw just now, some of you are pretty new to AI. You're looking to explore. Well, quite a lot of you are already in the mid-range, right? Using it actively. So let's do a recap today. For the benefit of those who are new, we can all learn together and see what we are missing out. Just a very quick overview of what I've been doing. You can see I've been very strategic and intentional ever since ChatGPT came out a few years ago. So I've been trying to insert myself at strategic points across society. So this way I get as much on-the-ground knowledge as possible, and I can really curate this to help you in your personalized goals. Okay, so this is what Glenn was mentioning, the human-centric goals, right, based on a lot of on-the-ground experience. So not so much theory. Theory is important, but we really look at the practical aspects. You can walk away with something you can use immediately. So today, let's jump into this. And we really need to understand the big picture when it comes to utilizing AI, because face it, the AI automated world is coming, like it or not. All right, the people at the top, the big shots, they are all engineering this into motion, and we really have to keep up. I admit it's very exhausting for me as well. Even as a Gen AI specialist, I really need to keep up with the news and really find out what is happening. Because the AI companies are in this war, who is coming up with the best model. But you don't need to familiarize with all the 1001 best tools out there. You just need to know how to prompt strategically. Okay, so the question will be, how will humans thrive in an AI automated world? Science fiction is bleeding into reality, right? We can very much see this happening in our lifetime already. The question is, will we use it responsibly or will we use it to destroy? Yeah, that is the big question. And today you can even step into science fiction because you're going to create something that will really help you on the spot. Yeah, I want you to take a look at the technology evolution timeline. Right, it is advancing faster than ever. You may remember that the TV first came out in the 1920s. It took about 30 years to adopt. But now shift over to the 2000s. Suddenly you see the whole massive flood of technologies that are coming our way. Mobile phones, smartphones, blockchain, now Gen AI. Who knows what is next? Yeah, so this is quite a crazy timeline we are in. So adapting is very much our superpower that we need to focus on. Right, as Glenn has mentioned earlier, and I would like to reiterate again, we have the National AI Council chaired by PM Wong, and now MOE is also, there's a new committee to guide AI use in the higher education sector. Right, and on top of that, not an April Fool's joke, we are also set to go into space, and we really need AI to build up our space capabilities. So with things moving at such breakneck speed, CNA has also come up with kind of like a framework of what are the top skills for the AI era. So you can see here, all right, data analysis, creative thinking, problem solving, very much needed to utilize these tools expertly so that we can stay relevant, yeah, and continue to earn our income. Now, what we can control, very much our confidence in using the tools and our adaptive mindset. This is where we leverage the AI for our human-centric goals. A lot of people I meet, including adults, the interesting fact is that a lot of them don't want to share what they've learned because they fear they might look stupid, right? Maybe they share this and someone else come in and say, hey, actually this is outdated. Yeah, I know better. So because of that, they keep things to themselves. They don't really, they're fearful of stepping into the AI space. Yeah, but here we break through AI. We want to make things very comfortable, fun even, so that you are motivated to explore. And when you're motivated to explore, there are many things that you can do that you wouldn't have thought possible before. So that's the kind of energy that we want to create. So let's have an AI world quiz. These are companies. For those who are not familiar with the AI ecosystem, we have companies, AI companies that look like this. So we have OpenAI, we have Google, we have Anthropic. Okay, and these companies will create the AI tools that we use online. So let's take a look at some of these AI tools. ChatGPT, right, by OpenAI, Gemini, which is from Google, and Claude is from Anthropic. Okay, now let's test you a bit. What are the models, the so-called brains that are used by the different tools? Okay, what does ChatGPT use? All right, Gemini, Claude. Okay, some of these things may not be so apparent, okay, because the tools and companies may be familiar to you, but the thing is that when you enter these tools, there are different brains, different modes that you can select for different purposes. Yeah. So ChatGPT, for example, uses this brain, this model called GPT-4.0. Actually updated already, now GPT 5.5, right? Gemini uses Gemini 3.1. Claude uses Sonnet 4.6. Okay, so at least you get some knowledge of the terminologies, so you don't get confused when you use these tools in the future. Now, what are some use cases of these models? Okay, brainstorming, very good. Thank you, Benjamin. Yes, analysis, thank you, Agnes. Research, Desmond, thank you. Yes, okay, so let me review the answers here, right? By selecting the brain, you do not expend so much energy, okay? Or rather your tokens, because every AI model is not free all the time, right? There are certain limits per day. Yeah, so by using the right brain, you don't spend so many tokens and then you save your so-called AI energy to ask more questions. Okay, so this is what we can do with these different brains. GPT-4 for multimodal daily assistance, Gemini for deep research, Sonnet for high-end coding. So Claude is very much known for its coding capabilities. So you can code out a lot of cool interfaces and apps, as a lot of you may know already. And what can you create with AI tools? Okay, this is basically much the process. You go to the website, you sign up, you use the AI tool to generate what you need. And then if you need more advanced features, let's say you need your outputs generated in a faster period, then you pay of course, right? That's how the companies make money. And what are the outputs that you can focus on creating for you and your businesses at this point, right? You can have AI generate text, documents, PDFs, images, videos, right? Videos are quite expensive at this point still. But if you use certain models like Seed Dance, then it's cheaper. You can generate music, sound effects, voices as well. Yeah, you can clone your voice like what we did with Glenn. Yeah, and we can even create code, applications, website prototypes. And then of course we have your AI agents, which is what Singapore is moving towards. Yeah, every company is able to use agentic AI. So for example, Manus is one example of an AI agent. Okay, the agent can operate independently. Yeah, all you have to do is just give it your login details, which can be dangerous. So please choose your agents carefully. And then the agents will accomplish things for you while you sleep. Yeah, send email updates, personalize your contacts, and then just repeat this on the loop every week if instructed. Okay, so this is more or less the AI landscape, what you can generate. Yeah, but for today, in the interest of money and time, we want to use a tool that is very familiar with you all, and it's free to use, so you can experiment without fear of losing any money. So prompting is an act of giving the AI instructions. All right, the art of prompting, prompt engineering, is the game changer for the future of jobs. Okay, let me give you an example. So for example, prompt, create an image of a burger, right? Very simple. Anyone can do this actually. Go to the AI and give this instruction. But for those of you who want a more specific output, it very much depends on your language, your vocabulary. Okay, so compare it with this. Create an image of a burger with fluffy brown buns laced with sesame seeds. Your mouth watering already. So you can see the detail actually adds to the difference. I can change the entire output, yeah, to the one that you actually imagine or desire. Yeah, so just take note of this. The terminologies are very important and can make the difference. Okay, 4K resolution, size for a YouTube thumbnail, 16 and 9 aspect ratio, for example. So by knowing these terms, you get what you want instead of getting frustrated with the AI generating things that you don't really want. It can be very frustrating if the AI gives you the wrong thing. And now we're also shifting from digital AI to physical AI. So let me just clarify this terminology first. Digital AI are your chatbots and agents, the ones you load on the internet, type in your instructions, get your responses. But now, as China is leading the way, we are seeing physical AI come into play. And in fact, Singapore is also jumping on this, right? We are going to start introducing robots, physical AI to our students in schools already. Yeah, so all our young Gen Z, Gen Alphas, they will be exposed to this new world, sensor responsive robots, vehicles, and drones. But of course, today, we want to focus on chatbots, all right, just to keep things simple and easy for you to remember to take home today. Good. So everybody, we're going to jump into the practical now. So for those of you who have your handphones with you, your mobile phones, it is time to get to work. So I'd like to invite everybody to open up your preferred browser on your device, okay, whether it's Safari, Chrome, Samsung Internet, or Edge, or etc. Okay, let's just pull it up now. And then you want to go to your browser, go and search up Google Gemini. Okay, Google Gemini, you can see over here at the bottom left. Click on this, and then if you're not logged in already, it's time to sign in. Okay, you'll see this sign at the top right-hand corner of your screen. So please ensure that you sign into your Google account first so that you can make the best use of Gemini AI. Okay, excellent. All right, so now once we are logged into Gemini, we're going to proceed. So if you can see here, you can follow these instructions. Let's start by tapping on this plus button on the left side of the chat box. Okay, so for those of you who are new to AI, this is a place where you can add in existing documents to better inform the AI on what you want, right? So it can give you more accurate, more specific results. Okay, now when you tap on this plus button, a menu will appear, and you can see that there are multiple options. So this is where a lot of people get turned off because like, oh, so many options, confused. Okay, so let me get you all started just with this first. Select the camera. Okay, so I'll recap again. Press the plus button on the left side of the chat box. It should open up a menu, and then just select camera. Now, once you select the camera, Gemini should open up the camera interface. So I want you to take a picture. Take a picture of this image below. All right, the one with the news anchor and the statistics on the screen. Now, once you have taken the picture, it should show up in your chat interface that looks like this. All right, now you have the reference. Okay, we call this a reference. The reference is already in the chat box. What you want to do now is to type in the instructions on your phone. All right, so you can follow this template that I put here, but you need to help me fill in the question marks because this is to personalize everything to your profile. So for example, I work as a maybe marketeer in the beer industry, Singapore. All right, and then you just follow and copy the words here. Tell me how my job role can be enhanced with AI in these 3 domains. Give results in table format, be concise. Yeah. So for those of you who are familiar with prompt engineering already, you can use this as a refresher. How specific your instructions are, so that when the AI comes out with the results, you won't be bombarded by just a whole mess of text. Rather, it is very curated and organized in a way that is digestible. Okay, once you're done, you can tap on this button here, okay, on the right side. Now this will send in the results for processing, and then let's see the results come out in seconds. So I'm going to show you what I got for me. For me, I just use a marketer in the beer industry. So you see that you get all these results in table format. Yeah, so you must be specific. If you don't put table format, right, the results tend to come out in prose, which is quite wordy. Okay, but now that you've organized it already by your instruction, then you can see that there is an option. You can export this to Google Sheets. So that's the beauty about Gemini. It is connected to your Google account and your Google Drive, so that whatever data you curate, it can actually integrate it into your existing documents, your existing drive. So you can access all these in the future. Okay, so very efficient. So feel free to try that on your phone. You can select export to sheets at the bottom of your table, and then you'll see that you can open up in a separate app, the Excel sheet app. Okay, Google Sheets. So this is where you can type, you can chat with the Gemini again, ask it to convert it into a editable Word document. And voila, in a few seconds, you'll see that this table has been converted into an editable document that you can actually download to your phone, or if you're using your laptop, desktop, you can download it to your desktop. So feel free to try this now. You know, just convert this table into a Word document. But you want to try something else, you can go ahead also, convert it into a PDF. Yeah. So the thing is, you can use different AI models. The question is, will you hit the daily limit eventually? And then you realize, oh no, I know I'm so close to getting the document I want, but then the AI can't deliver because I've reached my daily limit. So what we found with Gemini that is the most generous, because Google is rich, right? So you can fund all this. We can experiment a lot with this particular platform. Yeah, and it's familiar because it's connected to Google Drive. For Gemini, okay, for Gemini, as far as I know, there's no limit. If you're generating images though, using Gemini, then the most I found is 80 images per day. So that's already very generous. Okay, Gemini cannot create videos at this point. You need to use Google's other tool called VO, okay? But of course, this is quite expensive. You need to pay for creating these high quality videos. All right. If you want to practice, you can try, I think there's if you go to your Google Drive, there should be this Google Vid. Yeah, you can use this to practice first before buying Google VO. Okay, Google has a lot of interesting apps stored away. So sometimes you have to dig a bit to find the hidden gems. So now we're going to move back to vibe working. Now we're going to do email. Okay, so let's try out this on your mobile phone. Create an email draft, less than 100 words, formal tone, that I can copy paste and send to my boss X. Okay, after you, you want to put replace X with your boss's name or something, up to you. Okay, I add a bit of fun here. So I say, okay, boss doesn't trust me much. So use assuring words. Sign off with my name. You can replace this with your own name. Okay, so let's say if you are Jones, you can put Jones. You are Candy, you can put sign off with my name, Candy. Yeah, and then I'll just give you some time to look at the results that are being generated. Yeah, this is what I got for my example. Okay. So as we go through the prompts, right, ladies and gentlemen, please note that you can also start to substitute words in. You start to see the patterns, right? So you see here I put formal tone. In the future, maybe you can switch it to something like casual tone, a tone that a 5-year-old can understand. Yeah. So this way the AI will adjust and use simple words, simple vocabulary. Yeah. So once you know the ins and outs of this, then you'll be very fun already. You can really customize your prompts right down to the detail and get exactly what you want within seconds. There's no need to keep re-editing all the time. Oh, okay, we got Benjamin. Okay, thanks Benjamin for sharing. So you can see that the email that he has gotten AI to draft out is about enhancing operational efficiency through AI integration, and then dear boss name, blah, 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 right? AI fluency gap, data interpretation. I am committed to ensuring our workflows remain robust and accurate. Then best regards, your name. Okay, thanks Benjamin for sharing. Yeah, so how you can use this to really save your time is you can just copy paste and then put it inside your Gmail or your whatever mail that you use, right? And then you can just send it out already. So your focus is shifting from the thinking and the typing out to reviewing, seeing whether everything makes sense, and then you can just hit send and out it goes. Yeah. So imagine doing this for all of your other emails. You can really save up a lot of time already. So now we just do a checkpoint. Okay, congratulations everyone. You have just, in a way, vibe work. AI has streamlined your admin workflow. So now you see why we call it like vibe working, because you are just giving, in a way, casual commands or instructions, and then the AI is doing the heavy lifting for you. It's going to convert the data into tables. It's going to convert it into a document. It's going to draft out the contextual email for you based on your preferences. Okay, so you can feel free to take a screenshot picture of this so that it's like a takeaway for you today. Okay, the AI now understands your job roles in line with the current trends. You can curate and organize data, create the documents, and draft the personalized emails. Yeah. So tomorrow, right, you can, if you're new to this, you can immediately start getting this done already. Yeah, what documents you need edited, what documents you need downloaded, so on and so forth. Okay, now, since you're all in Gemini and all locked in, let's try this one, okay? Summarize my Gmail in table format, indicating the highest priority payments that need to be made or tasks to be completed. Include the email title so that I can easily find them in my Gmail. This is quite mind-blowing because with the corporates, PMETs that we've worked with, sometimes there's just too many emails in the inbox and it's exhausting to find what they really need to focus on. So let Gemini do the work for you, okay? You just need to tell it exactly what to do and it can come back with the relevant answers. Okay, let's try this for your Gmail now, right? So everyone will get a personalized reply suited to your context. Those of you who are really more advanced and in the know, you can continue to grill Gemini to give you more specific insights on the particular emails and all that. Gemini can also read the attachments in the Gmail as well. Okay. Yes, William, you're correct. So if you're using Outlook email, you can connect it to your Copilot AI app. Okay. So you just open Copilot and ask it, how do I connect my Hotmail Outlook to Copilot? Tell me step by step. All right, and then it should be able to guide you in that sense. So for those of you who have gotten the message that you need to connect to the Gmail Google Workspace, you can reply to Gemini. 10, tell me step by step, how do I connect? Yeah, because by right, if you are logged in already, it should be able to automatically integrate. So treat this Gemini as your virtual assistant. If you're not very sure, then just tell it to give you in baby steps what exactly to do next. Yeah. So you can say also list the steps in bullet form, a bullet point form, or number it, step 1, 2, 3, so that it's very easy for me to follow. So for those of you who are feeling a bit frustrated with the process, not to worry. You just have to go through this once. Once you're familiar, next time it just runs like clockwork. It's very easy for you. Then you can start innovating on how else to utilize the AI in different ways. Now, this is just using a small portion of Gemini's power. So we can also use Gemini to create images. Okay, if you're not already familiar. So for those marketeers in the audience, this can be something very good for prototyping or even creating specifically sized posters, yeah, for your work. Okay. So for those of you who are done so far with your email, you can try this, right? Just type into the chat, brighten my day, create an image of a futuristic Singapore skyline that says X can now vibe work with AI. Okay, replace the X with your name, and then you'll see this example here. So you see, I didn't change the X, so the X remains in the image. But let's personalize it. Put your name there, and then you can create. Let Gemini create the magic for you. So you may notice that for creating images, Gemini will work a bit harder. So it'll take a bit longer, maybe about 10, 20 seconds, and so on. Those of you who can access the image easily, all right, you can actually download it. So you just like hold down on the image with your finger, or if you're using a computer, you right click with your mouse, you should be able to save it. Okay, so you notice, right, for the images, there's this thing called hallucinations. Okay, that means incorrect results. Okay, so for example, if you look at the Marina Bay Sands here, AI only generated like 2 towers of the MBS. What you can do, right, is that in the same Gemini chat, you can just tell the AI, say that, hey, you only generated 2 towers from MBS, generate 3. Okay, and what the AI will do is that it is smart enough to rework the picture and give you the 3 towers, just like Photoshop. Just like Photoshop. So this is the power of the AI now. We can actually keep everything almost the same and change exactly what you pinpoint in the picture. So for those of you who have your picture generated, you can play around with it. Ask it to maybe change the weather, change the time of day, add a full moon. Make the person in the foreground wear sunglasses or something like that. Yeah, so just have some fun, play around with it. Yeah, so usage chance to also play around with the different components. You can generate entirely new city. You can even try a different art style, right? But generically, AI will give you this kind of art style. But if you want, you can say change the art style to a very cartoon-like or storybook illustration. Anime style also can. Okay, and then we can see what kind of cool stuff you can come up with. Okay, I also put in the chat here. You can also specify the aspect ratio. So for example, I will put like 1:1. Okay, so this is a square. All right, or I can do 16 aspect ratio. This is a YouTube thumbnail. Okay, so when you add this to your prompt, then the AI is smart enough to shift the image, or rather curate the image exactly to what you need. Okay, so ultimately, right, the bottleneck is your creativity and your vocabulary. Yeah, so time to brush up on your language, your English, your Mandarin, so that next time you use all these tools, you know what to type. So congratulations once again, everyone. You have just vibed work again, and this time you have asked it to highlight all the due tasks from your email, as well as generate motivational and informative images. Okay, so this is a very powerful skill set you can immediately apply tomorrow, whether it's conceptualizing something or building up a submission to your boss, to your company. I am going to head over to Gemini now. Okay, and then we can explore a bit more of what it can do. Can we change the destination to Botanic Gardens? Sure, Juliana, let me try. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tell Gemini here, change the background landscape to Botanic Gardens. Okay. Retain the people in the foreground. Okay, Desmond asked how to use Gemini for conceptualizing case notes in counseling. Okay, let me get to this. Okay, Juliana, there you go. So now we have something that looks like this. Yeah. Botanic Gardens. Interesting, huh? Okay, then you can download it. Yeah, all right. Okay, let me get to Desmond's one. How do you Gemini for conceptualizing case notes? Okay, so for this one, okay, the thing about this public AI platform is that you also want to be wary of privacy, right? Privacy issues. So what I do, for me, I'm a para-counselor, so I'll just put nicknames of my clients. So I don't reveal any sensitive data in that sense. Okay, so my client may I put A, okay, AJ for example. Okay, So what I want to do is that, say maybe I want to compile the relevant data points in table form, and edit when I introduce more variables. Okay, so example, AJ has ADHD, recovering from depression. Okay. Yeah. So in a way, you can almost treat Gemini as your renting buddy. You like just give it the variables, and then it can give you, see, all easily arranged already. Okay, Desmond. Then if you want, you can ask it to organize it into a Word document like we tried just now. Okay, I hope that answers your question. You see, Gemini is so smart. It even will give you like some tips, at the bottom. Okay, let's try Jones one first. Okay, create a series of team connected posters, for example, quotes posters. So maybe motivational quote posters, utilizing Sun Tzu's Art of War, is it? Maybe we try. We can also specify maybe about 3 posters, 9:16 aspect ratio. Okay, let me send this in for processing. So you see how this can really help the marketeers. The only downside, right, I must admit, is that you see there's a watermark. There's a watermark at the bottom right of every image. So if you want to, you can actually use Photoshop to get rid of it. Pass to your marketing team to get rid of it, or crop it out. Or if you are smart enough, you can even integrate this logo into the design as well. Yeah. Okay, so now we analyze the logic. Okay, victory is precious, is gained by the speed of advance, not by the duration of the war. Okay, I hope this is real. The Mandarin characters also, Jones, you can proofread, see whether it makes sense. Okay, first and third quote is the same. Okay. So you can say this, okay, I don't like the third quote. I don't like the third quote. It is the same. Change it to something else. And have the posters elements fit meaning of the words. Okay. So the pictures must match the words, okay, if possible. Okay, so we're gonna send this instruction back to Gemini and see what it does, okay? It's like a slot machine, you don't know what's going to happen. That's the fun thing about AI. You have a solid prompt that makes AI to self-question themselves. I keep having to fact check and correct it. Okay, thank you, Happy, for this question. It's a very relevant question because, okay, this is the dark side of AI. They want you to keep using the platform. So sometimes the AI can become a sycophant. That means it starts to mirror what you say, and then you feel like you're the greatest person in the world, like you're always right. Okay, so what you can do is, whatever AI gives to you, you can ask it to give the inverse viewpoint. Let me get to this shortly. Okay. Okay, let's take a look at the new poster generated. Notice the hallucinations. It didn't really get this center words in the middle correct. Yeah, some gibberish. In the midst of chaos, there's also opportunity, and then some nonsense in the middle. This for Jones. So Jones, what you can do is you can just take this image, and then you can just tell it to remove the gibberish in the middle, okay, of the Sun Tzu Art of War, and then the quote itself. Okay, so let me put this here. So let me give you an example first. Okay, tell me all about the benefits of healing crystals. Okay. So, okay, I'm going to use this as an example. Okay, so let's say AI gives you all this. Okay, now I can put this in. Give me a inverse analysis. So I have an objective viewpoint. Okay, so happy to answer your questions. That way, you get the AI to in a way agree with you first. Then you ask it to disagree with you. All right. So that way you can see both sides of the spectrum, and then you make your judgment. So the human is always in control. Okay. So this will prevent you from making a biased decision. So you can use this for more sensitive topics or more questionable topics where people are very much divided. So if you want to, let's say, for example, discuss politics, right? Political viewpoints, you can ask for maybe the left side and the right side, and then you can make your decision ultimately which one you choose. Okay, let's look at Happy's example. So another scenario, astrology chart, upload the screenshot to Claude. Claude can answer me wrongly, citing the updated chart is too... Oh, okay. So the chart is too small. Is that what you said? Perhaps, okay. So Happy, have you tried Gemini? Because what some people do is that if they want to get a diverse opinion, right, across the different platforms, they will put it into Claude, put it into Gemini, put it into ChatGPT, and then gather all the responses. Right. In the meantime, I also want to introduce you to back to the table form. So let's say if you all are doing some research on news articles, okay, but the thing is that you don't want to end up trawling the internet, scrolling too much to find the data. What you can do is you can simply ask Gemini this. So let me arrange a prompt for you. I am doing some research, okay, on the impact of the US-Iran war on fuel prices in Singapore. Trawl the internet and gather in table form. Okay, note the vocabulary I'm using. Okay, the title of the articles, okay, the news platform, as well as clickable working URL links to said articles. So this will be good enough. I'm going to send this in, and then let's all look at the results. Good. So if you're very hard on research, right, you can find that this format can help you a lot, right? The article titles are here, the platform is here. If I click on the article, it should link directly to the place. So let me see whether that happens. Yes, it does. Okay, so it takes you directly to the article that you need. So in a way, everything is all curated in one place. Then they even, because you see, YouTube is owned by Google. So Google can also recommend the relevant YouTube videos, right, to show you what to look at, what is important. Okay, let me try something a bit more personalized. So let's say you are managing a team. Okay, let me put this here. I am managing a team of interns. Okay, their names are A, B, and C. They are very difficult to manage behaviorally. In table form, summarize their, let's be quite nice here. Summarize the behaviors and give me tips from your wealth of information. Because admit it, sometimes we humans, we can't find the best information so quickly, but AI is connected to the internet. Okay, it can pull up certain stepping stones that we can use as a starting point. Okay, on how to manage such behaviors efficiently and empathetically. Okay, so let me see. A is okay, using vulgar words. Okay, blind obedience. Thank you, Justin. Okay, so maybe like no initiative. Sarcasm. Very sarcastic. Oh, this one headache. Not my fault. Okay, those kind. Okay, let's add in another guy lah. Okay, always says not my fault. Blames others. Okay, so let Gemini help you to curate your response. Instead of pulling your hair out, send this in. Okay, if you want, keep the real names confidential, and then watch as Gemini gives you some kind of stepping stone. So you can see here, he has come up with something. So you just scroll down, you can move your, then you can see the, see they even give you the root cause, and then what is a possible management strategy that you can take on. Okay, now here's the question. Here's the question: how do you convey it to them if you can't find the right words? So this is what we can do. You say add a rightmost column to this table, okay, and draft out a personalized message that I can immediately copy paste and send to them without ruffling their feathers, without making them feel offended, okay. So you personalize the right words for each of the interns. Now that you know their behaviors. Okay, Agnes, very good. So yes, you're using the AI to really help you in the back end, how to react in meeting where the person want to push a job to you. Okay, good. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, just take a look at the updated table. Now you have the personalized message that you can really copy, paste into WhatsApp and then send. Of course, you want to review first before you hit the send button. Yeah. So for example, hey, I really value energy. Just a heads up, these let's try to keep the language professional. BCD. So for those of you, the teachers in the audience, or the managers in the audience, you're managing a huge group of a lot of people with different pacings, different behaviors. Use this table format as a way to keep track of everybody. You can really use this to keep track. Yeah, AI even teach me what to say in the meeting. Yeah, so now the thing is that now there's a new problem, right? The AI will tell you what to say, but when you deliver it, can you feel that it syncs with your personality? We have cases, some people, they will say what they will present in front of the whole office, and then we realize it doesn't sound like them, like they learn from ChatGPT or something. So that's another problem we have to look out for when we, in the future workforce. Are they just posturing? Are they just faking it? Yeah. All right, we now go back to these tools. Okay, you see at the bottom here, right, of the chat box, there are so many tools that Google has added already. Create image, Canvas, deep research, create music, and so on. But what I want to do is introduce you all to this Canvas option. Okay, so if you look at your phone, right, at the chat box, select tools, you should be able to enter this word called Canvas. Okay, so you see that once it's selected, it is put here. So now we're going to do this thing called vibe coding. Okay, vibe coding is when you are simply giving casual instructions to the AI to code out something for you. So don't worry if you do not know a lick of code. All this will be handled by the machine. You just have to tell it what exactly you want. So let's say I am prototyping a visual concept for an exercise app. So vibe code out mobile-friendly interface with the color scheme. Okay, pink, font type, Arial, on how this app could look like. So now this puts Gemini into a whole different mode because you selected Canvas, right? It now goes into coding mode. So we're gonna send this in and see how the AI generates the result. Okay, don't be scared, don't be scared. All this is just for the machine to handle. But if you are a coder, all this code will be available to you. So you can simply copy it, paste it in GitHub or some other coding platform that you use. So you can still be control the code down to the detail. Okay, so I'm just scrolling down, you can see how the code is being generated. Now note sometimes, right, for vibe coding, Gemini can make mistakes here and there. So if you want to, if you feel that something is not right, you can always say the app is not loading visually, fix it. So again, treat it like your coder. So it will go back, it will revamp it, and then it will start to hopefully create something that you can look at. And then once this is done, you can share it with your team, like, oh, this is our prototype. How else can we improve it? So very good for testing out visual ideas. What we've done before is that you can even draw out your idea on a piece of paper, photograph it, and put it into Gemini, ask it to code it up for you. It is possible to do that. Yeah, no idea why this is not showing. Okay, but this makes for a good learning point. So if you find that the app is not giving you the results that you require, chances are that it could be overwhelmed with all the text you've entered before. So what you want to do, right? Everyone watch here. You go to the 3 lines at the top left-hand corner, and then you just select new chat. Okay. So this way, the AI reloads a whole new chat, and then you treat it as a refresh button. So his brain is fresh, and then you can type in something new. Okay, so let me try again. Byte code and interactive quiz on the solar system. Okay, add emojis in the questions, make it simple for a 5-year-old to understand. Yeah, just very simple, but see how you can apply this to your business context as well. Okay, everybody, are you able to see the quiz? Okay, so you can see the power of vibe coding. Within a few seconds, you actually got something that you can play with. So let's take a look. So which one is our bright hot star? All right, the cookie yeah, wrong. Keep going. Which one is blue is our home earth? Yeah. So on and so forth. You can actually use this to create even icebreaker activities for your company gatherings, for example. Okay. So a lot of applications here. Now you can share these applications that you created. You see the share button in the top right-hand corner. Just click share and then select share here again. And you can see that the link appears. So just put this link, copy the link, put it in your WhatsApp chat, and whoever has Gemini on their phone can open up and play this app on the spot. So once again, very good for company gatherings. You want everyone to have an icebreaker quiz at the start. Yeah, you can even fine-tune this quiz to your company website. So take your company website, put it in the chat and say, analyze the website and vibe code a quiz based on it. So that way you get something very fast and it's for free also. Okay, so there we go, vibe working and vibe coding. And with that also, I also do want to follow up on this because I have so much more to share with you all, right? Ethical use, safety, how to set certain guardrails, like what Happy mentioned just now, right? How to tell the AI so that it doesn't give you fake news or skew towards a certain viewpoint, right? You want an objective walkthrough. Or different art styles as well. Okay, different art styles, even bots that you can create, right? Personalized bots to your contact. So every day, all you need to do is just press one button. It gives you a summary of what you need for the day. Yeah, this is possible now. And it all lies in the mastery of the prompting. So this one, I will really need to personalize you one by one so that you get the best value. Okay, so this is a showcase of what you can get.
So guys, what we've experienced tonight is really his masterclass presentation. What Ryan really does really well, and I've experienced this firsthand over the past year or so. He sits down with you, he drafts up a master plan with you and your teams, personalized and customized to us, as well as walk through how do we generate, and then later on build the system and the bots around it to build your own personalized AI system. Like everybody's prompting is unique to your own needs, and it is usable for life. So at this book, first and foremost, a value of $500, $600 is not unheard of. I mean, it's communicating the full value. But I just want you to, make a guess. How much would this 7 hours, 1 day boot camp be of worth to you? Considering that it's going to cut down costs, your time, your energy, your focus, right down to, like, say, 30% of your workload. Or if you're a business owner like myself, and I tell you all the things that he just mentioned and presented, and plus you guys firsthand, you have received our, for example, our EDMs, right? Our email, your mailing list. All those are created by AI. The images and some videos as well. And we are just barely scratching the surface. How much would this be of worth to you? Is it like $200? Right now we have a promo rate of $190, but even that being so generous, you wouldn't even be charging that right now. So the only way to find out what is the final price point for this bootcamp, one day, remind you guys, 7 hours, close contact, you're getting all the attention and all the wisdom, his experience in a live setting in a small room. You guys can go check it out yourself. But I must warn you, there's very limited space. I mean, Brian cannot take more than 10 people per run. And of course, if you register, he will be on a call with you so that you can prepare. And then when you come in for the one-day hackathon, you're just going to build your own AI army. So final price point, the real promo rate is found in this web link.